Hi guys, back again. Today we're going to talk about what we call double hand pleating, which is really roll pleating. We didn't invent it. We did first decide that it would be a cool way to showcase the top layer of a tutu, and that was probably 20-30 years ago now. So I thought I'd show you this technique today, and we've showed it before, but today I'm going to show it mixed with some of this gorgeous sequin glitter tulle and tutu net. So I shook this out. That was the first step. But now I'm looking at, which is the side with the sequin. Okay, it's this side right here. So I'm going to turn it down because you know what? It's still incredibly shiny and sparkly. Now I have dagged the edges of this tutu. So I've put the sparkly side down. So there's two steps to doing this. The first step only happens at the beginning of each piece, and the whole point of the first step is to encase the raw edge. And you can make these as big or small as you want. I'm going to start with 3 inches, and I'm going to fold that whole piece up. So I'm using my board here to measure. Then I'm going to take that piece and fold it back down on itself. Okay, and I'm just finger pressing it. And then I'm going to fold it back down on itself one more time. And now you see this is the raw edge. The raw edge is now encased. Isn't that clever? All right, so that was the first step. You only do that at the beginning of each piece. Now I'm going to do the second step, which we're going to do to the very end of all of this. I'm going to find 2 inches up from the top of this pleat. Okay, this is the top of the pleat. This is the bottom of the pleat. So 2 inches up from the top of the pleat is 2 squares. Simple, right? So I'm going to flip it up. Okay, now this is the tricky part. I'm going to flip this up, leaving a 1/4 inch space between this pleat and this pleat. You have to leave that space. That's the magic. Now you're going to take this whole thing and you're going to fold the space over this second pleat. So the second pleat magically becomes your first pleat. Ta-da! Now, the next step is you pull the first pin out, and you're going to make sure that you repin through all the layers. And the reason for that, there's a reason for everything, is if you don't, this piece, when you go to sew it on your tutu, will flip back and do funny things, and you'll have messy pleats. So now I'm going to do that again. Up 2, flip the net up, and flip down over, so that becomes my first. All right, flip up, flip down, put the pin in, remove the last pin, make sure you're pinning through all the pieces underneath there. So I'm almost to the end of the net, so maybe 3 or 4 more pleats and we should be there. Okay, there's my edge of net, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this right on my net edge. And so all I'm going to do is fold it under twice, once and again, and pin it in place. There we go, and let's see how wide this is. 6 1/4 inches wide, that's pretty good. And there it is. And you see what I'm talking about, how it's got to be tighter at this edge and then looser at the outer edge. So you're going to overcross this so that the outer edge overcrosses a little bit, and then you hand tack them together when you're tacking your tutu. The end.
Ta-da!